Right, so just a really quick one, and I want to go a little bit tippy when it comes to using method feeders, because it's definitely my thing at the minute. I've had a lesson with Method God himself, Mr. Nick Speed, and it's made me think about method feeders a lot more on understanding the breakdowns and hook baits and all that sort of thing. But for today, I want to talk really quickly about the breakdown of your method feeder and how you can use air to your advantage or disadvantage. Yeah, not by adding air to your feeder, but by getting rid of it. And by using certain baits, obviously with micros themselves, which are probably people's most favourable go-to for using on a method feeder. If you're using just micro pellets, what we're going to call them, 2.5 mils, you find that the feeder itself, when you load it, often has lots and lots of air trapped inside of it because of the nature of the bait you're putting on, which in turn leads to a very fast breakdown of pellets. Do you know what I mean? In relative terms, they're always going to break down within a minute or two, because you've got that little tiny air bubbles all within your feeder. No matter how hard you squeeze it, it's going to happen. But what I have been doing quite a bit recently is using our 1 mil Pro Feed pellets as well, which are the very popular little tiny ones that we've just brought out. What I can do is within my session have both lots of pellets set up, and I can use the tiny pellets added to the standard micro pellets to completely get rid of any air within my feeder. And you can imagine those tiny little 1 milli pellets that work pretty much as ground bait, fill in all the little tiny gaps of air that are within the method feeder, and in turn they create a slower but far more controlled breakdown. So if I'm in this sort of situation, just like I am today at Old Huff, when I want my feeder to break down in a lovely slow manner to reveal my hook bait, because I'm only getting a bite probably every 10 minutes, they are the perfect situation that's going to create a nice, a lovely flat bed of pellets on the bottom. Whereas if I want the fish attacking that feeder, there's lots of small fish, then maybe 2 mils are the way to go on their own. They're going to create a really quick breakdown. But as I say, all about a little sneaky tip, just to play about with your pellets. Think about that air, try and get rid of it in whatever way you can, but adding 1 mils for me, massive edge that just gives me a sexier method feeder on the bottom of the lake.